What's up, guys? It's Matterz, and we actually have some pretty insane stuff to talk about here. We're going to be talking about a leaked Easter egg within Black Ops 3 Zombies that actually encompasses a whole super Easter egg for the entire game that spans across all of the DLC maps for Black Ops 3 Zombies, and this is absolutely insane. We have some information from the real DF on Reddit, and we have some leaked information from the code. We're going to read through the lines of script and actually talk to you guys about what was found and the different sort of steps here within each map and the different stuff you need to acquire to actually get this. This is sort of a general, I guess, idea of what we're going to see here, but the real DF says it's actually pretty promising, and we're getting closer and closer to actually confirming a super grand Easter egg, probably to be completed within DLC 4, and the steps would have to be completed, you know, in the DLC maps prior to that. So if you can, please leave a like for this huge leaked informational video. Let's try to hit 100 likes as always, and let's get started. So basically, this is what he says. So I have some exciting news. Well, it is for me anyway. I think it is for all of us, though. And he's practically sold on the fact that there would be a large cross-map Easter egg based on some new evidence in the dumps of the leaked information. So basically, he says, here are the few bugs we already know that actually relates towards this. We have icons verifying that we have completed the Easter eggs for all the maps. There's also a summoning key and then 4 worms, probably for each of the DLC maps. We sort of know that already. The Shadows of Evil, we have the Dead Margot Heart that is saved to the account within the code. Shadows of Evil also has code for a version 2 ritual that was never used, like a second set of rituals in the game. Things seem to be added to every map, nearly every single DLC release, and then each map always has a large section of code not used by the Easter eggs already in the game. So there's basically unused Easter egg code in the game that we haven't even touched yet within all of the maps going back all the way to Shadows of Evil. Now this is what he found today. Every map has a Dark Ops challenge added to them, so they basically label them identical, but basically they sort of differentiate them between each of the zombie maps. So you have Dark Ops Super Easter Egg and then the map name. So obviously the 4 ones here: Dark Ops Super Easter Egg Shadows of Evil, Dark Ops Super Easter Egg The Giant, and then, you know, Drazendrak and Zasuo no Shima, and that's basically how they code it. But in the game, they also code it as Factory, Castle, Island. That's just the code names for the map and stuff like that. There's also room for the next 2 maps, so DLC 3, DLC 4, that will be put within the Super Easter Egg, and it looks like you have to go back to these maps and do something for each of the things, or each of the steps for this Super Easter Egg that you're gonna, I guess, complete within DLC 4. That's what we would presume. And basically, all of this stuff really is confirming we have a huge, highly likely chance that we will have some insane Easter egg for DLC 4 that we need the prior maps to actually do. And we've talked about this stuff before, and there's a bunch of different theories that people have for this, and I know people haven't talked about this yet. This was uploaded like 31 minutes ago to Reddit, so I don't think anyone has really talked about it yet. But people have talked about, like, generally what a large game Easter egg would be, and we first thought it was going to be for the Parthicon Servant, like, oh, the Parthicon Servant upgrade. Jason Blundell basically said, oh, it's not upgradable in Shadows of Evil, basically hinting that it would be upgradable in maybe a different map or something, and then maybe we thought, oh, maybe you have to do steps in every map to actually get it in the end for Shadows of Evil. I don't think the whole map Easter egg, I don't think a super Easter egg for Black Ops 3 Zombies would be just the Parthicon Servant upgrade. It doesn't really seem like that's the huge lead up, because at this point I think people sort of forgot about, like, it would be cool if we had some sort of Easter egg to get the Parthicon Servant upgraded, just to say that we've completed it and we've done it. But I really do not think that that's the huge Dark Ops Super Easter egg that they're all planning, and they're adding in tons of lines of code within the actual game for Black Ops 3 Zombies. It just doesn't really make sense. Another thing that we're probably going to mention is maybe just the DLC 4 Easter egg in general, because what if you sort of fail or succeed like you did in Mob of the Dead? Basically, the cycle continues, or the cycle has ended, or it's over. So basically, if you do fail, the cycle continues, and you have to go back to these maps, and instead of doing the Easter egg, you have to complete these sort of like Dark Ops Easter eggs, like separate Easter eggs that you only have to do if you actually failed the main DLC 4 final Easter egg. And that's sort of the thing with the Blood Vials. Now, if you don't know about the Blood Vials, they basically talked about this within Zasuo no Shima, or it was at least hinted. Richtofen's like, okay, yes, we now have an insurance policy, and the insurance was basically that everyone got a Blood Vial. Now, what people are thinking is that that Blood Vial can be used a certain amount of times to basically go back in time, and what we would do all over again would probably be take the souls of the Black Ops 1 characters. So that basically hints that within DLC 4 for the final boss battle, we're going to be fighting potentially some force that doesn't like Richtofen, doesn't like the origins of Richtofen, and wants to get back the Black Ops 1 characters. So if they fail, they have to redo and try to get those Black Ops 1 characters again. And then once they go back to DLC 4, they'll have a few more tries with the blood, the remaining blood in the blood vials, and then once that ends, who knows what they're gonna do. But that's basically the general sort of idea that people have had, actually taking all of everything from the map and putting it within an idea with the blood vials and all that crazy stuff. Now, the next question people have been talking about, and I feel like is the next sort of step in understanding this major Easter egg and this super Dark Ops Easter egg that was found within the code, is that what is this going to do, how is this going to be relevant, and what's going to happen for this until DLC 4? Because it looks like we're not going to see anything until DLC 4 regarding this super Easter egg, because up until now, Shadows of Evil and the first sort of two, or including the first 3 DLC maps, if you want to call it that, basically we've seen within the code, there's been confirmation within the code that these steps are being added every DLC, and there are new steps, there are secret Easter eggs, there are unused line of code within the actual game that revolve around a secret Easter egg, a super Easter egg for the game. But are we going to see any of it until DLC 4? Is it just going to magically unlock at DLC 4 once we do something, and then just like I said with the insurance policy, and then once it unlocks, you can actually go back and actually do these side Easter eggs to get back to the main boss fight, and then actually redo the cycle and see if you can end it, and you know, I guess complete Richtofen's goal of getting all the summoning key characters, and then, you know, doing something insane with the summoning key, whatever he wants to do. That would be your sort of goal into completing that, and you have to go back and use these Easter eggs from the other maps to do that. But are we gonna just like get that unlocked, or do we have to hunt for it? Do we actually have to go on this crazy Easter egg hunt and really figure out, okay, what do we need to do for Shadows of Evil? What has been something like once maybe it'll unlock, but we still need to find the Easter egg, still need to find the steps on what we need to do for each of these maps. So it's like a whole new Easter egg for each map. It doesn't need to be as large or anything, but it basically all intertwines and relates with each other. So once you do the Easter egg in Shadows of Evil, you're automatically teleported to the giant, and then you have to complete something there as well. It would really make sense if you're trying to do this sort of completion for DLC 4, because I don't think they would make you just do the regular Easter eggs over again. Like I said, they would have some stuff, and I think, as always, we would hunt for it, we would find the steps, we would know the steps, and then like the next thing would be, okay, now we have to find the steps for the Giant, and now we have to find the steps for Horizon Dragons, and Tsuminoshima, and Stalingrad, and all that crazy stuff. So it's going to be pretty insane to see what actually is found for these DLC sort of packed things, or the little secret Easter egg, or the super Easter eggs within the game. It's pretty insane that they actually have this year, so I think we're gonna know more as the game progresses, especially for DLC 4, but hopefully we can get some sort of like hint or progression before DLC 4, just to get us like excited, just to get us started with looking for it and stuff. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think about this. I think it's pretty insane. I think there's a lot of potential with the super Easter egg for these maps, but we'll just have to see what they actually do and how they actually execute it. But I think it should be pretty cool. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and put super Easter egg in the comment section below if you're watching right now, just so I can see the accounts that are watching. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.